This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, February 4th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Boy, what a lackluster Super Bowl. From the commercials to the game to that horrid halftime show. Just blah all the way around. In the end, we've got some good news and bad news. The bad news is that the Patriots won 13-3. The good news is they've now shut up the Steeler fans with their irritating, "We've got 6 rings." So there you have it. Football season's over. Bring on baseball. We've got a couple more months. Some sad news out of Bowie, right on the other side of the Anne Arundel County line. 5 children between the ages of 5 and 15, who are all related, were dead after a single vehicle accident on Route 301 North at Pointer Ridge Drive. It happened about 5 a.m. on Saturday morning, and the state police are saying that all 5 kids were ejected from the vehicle, and initial reports are that none of them were restrained. The passenger in the vehicle is in critical condition, and the driver of the vehicle was briefly treated, but he essentially walked away from the accident. Horrible tragedy over there in Bowie. The debate about schools and their calendars is heating up again in the General Assembly. Several years ago, Governor Larry Hogan and Comptroller Peter Franchot were able to work it out through an executive order that schools had to start after Labor Day and end no later than June 15th. Some school districts squawked, and now they are looking to repeal it in the General Assembly. A state Senate committee has heard testimony on a bill that would repeal that order, and under that bill, 24 individual school boards would be in charge of their own start and end dates. An interesting aside to that, this weekend in the Baltimore Sun, there was an editorial essentially blaming Hogan for a broken collarbone of a child because of this policy. The reasoning was that the YMCA, where they enrolled the student in camp, did not have enough staff at the end of the year because their college kids went back to school before Labor Day. And because the Y was understaffed, the editor's child broke their collarbone in a scuffle. Now, nowhere does it mention that maybe the Y was a little bit remiss in not hiring enough people to handle the number of people that they collected money from and accepted as students. But hey, what do I know? Another bit of news out of the General Assembly. Our own Senator Sarah Elfreth from District 30 has filed a bill to name June 28th Freedom of the Press Day in honor of the 5 people that were killed in the shooting at the Capitol Gazette offices. Gerald Fishman, Rebecca Smith, Rob Hyacinth, John McNamara, and Wendy Winters were killed when a gunman entered the newspaper on June 28th of 2018, as we all know. Elfreth filed a bill which states that a free press is threatened in the United States and around the world by acts of violence and dangerous, irresponsible rhetoric. The bill would memorialize the 5 as well as honoring all Maryland journalists. And the senator says that all 47 senators have signed the bill, and there is a companion bill over now in the House of Delegates. I know the weather's broken a little bit, but we do have some cold still coming down the road, and there's always the debate as to whether you should warm your car up in cold weather or not. From a mechanical standpoint, turn it on, let it run for about a minute, and you're good to go. No need to let it run for 20 minutes to really warm up anymore with the modern technology. However, Maryland's vehicle laws for decades forbade drivers from leaving their cars running unattended, and at times that law was enforced pretty stringently here in Annapolis. And here's something that I didn't know is that legislators updated that law in 2015 to include a couple exceptions. Vehicles on private property, property that's not open to the general public, and vehicles with an engine that can be started remotely. In those conditions, cars can be left unattended for up to 5 minutes when the car is not in motion. However, we know that the Annapolis Police Department has policed in certain residential communities, which I am assuming are considered public access roads. If you're planning on heading to a Nationals game this spring, beware that the Nationals Park is now banning all backpacks. The change, which the team said is made to enhance ballpark safety, goes into effect starting with their exhibition game on March 25th. Smaller bags, such as briefcases, drawstrings, diaper bags, and soft-sided coolers, are generally okay, but under the new policy, bags can't exceed 16 inches long, 16 inches wide, and 8 inches deep. It's a funny thing, when the story came across, I read the headline as National Parks Roll Out New Policy Banning Backpacks, and I was like, whoa, I missed the S in Nationals. It is only Nationals Baseball Park. If you missed it on Saturday, it was Groundhog Day, and up in Punxsutawney Phil came out and he did not see his shadow. So that means that spring technically is coming early. Now, not to burst a bubble, but he's only been right 39% of the time, and if you were to flip a coin, you would be right 50% of the time. But for real weather, I stick with George Young and DMV weather. He's really got the ticket for the Annapolis area, and he'll be coming up in just a minute. That does wrap it up for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we do update it throughout the day. You want to check out that first link in our show notes and find out all the different ways you can connect with us. Give us a rating or a review if you're someplace where you can do that. And please give us a recommendation to your friends and colleagues. That would be much, much appreciated. So hang tight. We've got George coming up in just 1 minute.
Imagine your child saying,
"Guess what I learned in school today?"
At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked Emma and Lawson why.
We grow winter greens in our garden to make smoothies. Second graders are the chicken checkers, and our 8th graders take care of our goats.
Our classes are the perfect size, which means we get to know each other well, and our teachers know us.
Visit St. Andrews Day School's open house, Friday, March 8th from 9 to 11 a.m. or call 410-266-0952 for a tour. Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, February 4th. It's official, we're out of the deep freeze and into a nice warm spell for February with temps in the 50s today and possibly 60 plus tomorrow. But it won't be an extended warm streak with temps back in the 40s Wednesday as rain moves in late Wednesday night, if not early Thursday morning, and lasts through much of Friday as temps go back up into the 50s both days and possibly 60s again on Friday. After that, look for cold temps to return for the weekend with highs in the mid-30s to low 40s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there and enjoy the warmer temps while we have them. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google app stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
There is a diamond of diamonds. And as you'd expect, it's from the De Beers Group, benefiting from over 130 years of diamond expertise. Only 14 diamond tears in the world are allowed to touch them. Its name? Forevermark. And only one jeweler between Annapolis and Washington has it, Zachary's. Not only is it a beautiful and rare diamond, it's a diamond with a story of responsible sourcing, supporting women and girls in diamond-producing areas around the world through education, healthcare, professional training, and other programs. So when you give a Forevermark diamond, you're not just giving, you're giving back. Zachary's and Forevermark, a jeweler and a jewel. Online at zacharysjewelers.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.